there's no arrogance in Jackson at all. It's just been, yeah, he doesn't really listen too much, but it's not arrogance. He was probably pushing himself too hard at times. I mean, Butler was definitely the cause for it in Melbourne. There's no doubt about that. And then Ackerman hitting him off in China didn't help. But Jackson just has no arrogance at all. He's as bamboozled as, they've both been bamboozled by Butler believing anything he says, which really doesn't make any sense. Sure, Ackerman is experienced enough to know that Butler just talks shit. Have you seen a Butler interview? He talks shite. The shite that comes out of his mouth. You know what I mean? And surely Jackson would know too, right? They've allowed Butler to twist their minds, even though it should be easily recognisable that that's what he's trying to do, because Butler probably doesn't have it on the track. No one's talking about that, because obviously no one knows about it. Because Butler keeps it on the down low. He does it where people can't see. So yeah, one of the Mercedes drivers has been dropped, but which one? Is it Bottas or Hamilton? I mean, neither of them dropped in real life, so no, because Hamilton signed a contract. So maybe co-masters know something we don't. I mean, there has been rumours that Russell's going to be announced for Mercedes soon, and really I wouldn't be too surprised. Cue bumps for speculation. Wake me up when we know who it is. But the speculating is with the fun part, says Ben. This is one thing that I can't wait for more drama off the track. Come on, Arav, you're better than that. The situation hasn't really gone away like we hoped it would, and the press is still talking the lack of apology. We can't make you apologise, but I think it would go a long way if you did. To be fair, yes. Aiden's definitely not going to apologise. He's a youngster. But the thing is, they've both done wrong. They both need to apologise. That's the thing. Because they've both done wrong. Just isn't about you, and of course I've sent the same request to Aiden. The "he's not faster" clip has more or less gone away, along with the "he's not faster." So that's a good thing, but the story looks like it's to stick around for a while yet. I'm still in touch with the sponsor about the prospect of renewing contracts. They're still a little bit upset how they found out about the retirement, and we don't have a great deal of leverage, but talks are ongoing. Obviously a lot of this comes down to your retirement plans and how visible you plan on being in F1 World next season. So his sponsors are pulling the plug? Huh. Robert still isn't happy. Well, if there's one thing that shuts everyone up, it's points. You can't control the team, you can't control the press, but you can control your driving. You've always done well at Red Bull when you take your chances at turn 3. It's nice being all ears, Jackson, but I get what he's saying there, but you also have to take kind of some of the blame. But probably less of the blame, I don't know. It's 50-50, but I think if I was to be cynical, I think there has been a little less on Jackson's part. I think the only thing I could really give negative to Jackson is when he's given a team order, he doesn't really follow it through. They didn't read the thing.
Maintain tyre temperature, Casper.
Is the safety car for Aiden?
Aiden's had to come in. Now's a good time to catch up with the field.
Ah, so the safety car's out.
I'm trying.
Catch up to the field before the safety car goes in, so we're quite a far ways behind. So Aiden's DNF'd. Yeah, Aiden's really... Yeah. It seems like that the whole retirement thing is now messing with his head. You know, he probably feels like... If that's the case, but I'm kind of getting the vibe that he feels responsible for that. This is a whole real bad situation, dude, and it's all being mostly caused by Devin Butler and his shit talking. These two have been really silly, believing anything he says. He's been known to talk shit throughout his whole career. He's the arrogant one. You know, people want to talk about Jackson's arrogance. Devin Butler is much more arrogant. And nobody seems to really mention that at all.
Nice work, Casper. Push for 10th. See if you can salvage some points.
Yeah.
Well, passing Mazepin probably shouldn't be too difficult, given the Haas. I mean, mostly that, more the Haas than Mazepin, to be fair, but still. No, I don't hate the kid. It's just it's quite evident how slow Mazepin is. But it is probably mostly to do with the car. But Schumacher's getting through into Q2 at least once and got their highest position at 13.
Let's get ready to go racing.
But a last lap pass on
Safety
Mazepin,
car
to be
is in
fair.
this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Well, I tell you something. If the rumours are to be believed about Haas next season, I do hope Schumacher gets out, because not because of Mazepin, but if what is happening is truly happening, it's going to be such a toxic environment. Because the people involved with wanting to possibly buy Haas were already involved with Haas a few years ago, and that was a really bad environment. So I kind of hope Schumacher gets out of there, because and even Mazepin for that matter, because it's going to be it's just not going to end well at Haas. So yeah, I think even if Schumacher doesn't really make any real pushes forward, Ferrari might do something and sign him anyway. Just to get him out of that environment. It was as bad as it sounds, you know. Yay, Schumacher and P15. Oh, it's so good to see him again. Like, the Schumacher name again, I mean. Verstappen is leading. Pretends to be shocked.
Just put up the fastest race so far.
Pretend to be shocked. Verstappen is leading. 7 laps to into the points. It's a cut of turn 1. But then, you know, to be fair to Mazepin, I guess it's a Schumacher trait that Mick's gone. You know, it is a Schumacher thing. Schumachers have been doing that for years. They always seem to get the best out of a car that isn't the best in the grid. Michael Schumacher in '96, for example. Stroll is really pushing the boundaries there. I think I was a bit forced off the track. I'll take it. I've always said though, if you can do it, if you can make it in a lower seat or a lower team, you can make it anywhere. I've always said that. And some argue that Hamilton hasn't really had a lower end team to deal with, and I don't agree with that. You know, McLaren in 2008 was woeful, and I think he still got like a couple of wins out of it. No, not 2008, sorry, 2009. It was 2009 where the McLaren was really bad. And Hamilton still got a win or two out of it. 2008. That's what he won the title that year. What am I talking about? I know what I meant. It just came out wrong. The wrong year. Where are we? Oh, we're P9. Yeah, it was 2009 where Lewis had a really kind of bad McLaren and still got a win or two out of it. And to be fair, right, I'm going to make the same case for Hamilton I made for Schumacher. He's not had the dominant car all through his career. 2014 and 15, yes. 2016, probably you could make an argument for, but 2017 and 18 was definitely not the best car in the field. That was Ferrari. Ferrari the best car in the field in 2017 and 18. Or not the best, maybe if not the best car, then at least equal with Mercedes that year. I've cut the corner. I'm getting away with cutting the corners here. I don't know why. But yeah, Hamilton's not had the best car all throughout his career, as some people like to claim. 17 and 18 certainly weren't a walk in the park. And this year hasn't been a walk in the park either. He's not even winning this time, so, you know. If Hamilton does take it this season, then he's definitely take it on merit this season. If he does manage to win it. So, I mean this best car thing is a myth. Honestly. I think this best car thing is just an absolute myth. I mean, yes, there is a best car in the field, but it's like you need the drivers to also finish the car. To finish first you have to finish. To quote Murray Walker, you know what I mean? It's all good having the best car, but if you don't have a couple of decent like at least one decent driver in there, you're going nowhere.
Good pace. You're catching the car in front by a
and let's be honest, all the drivers in Formula 1 are competent. You know, they're not there with the exception of, well, there is no real exception. You can't. I mean, like I said earlier, I think the thing with Stroll is just wrong. I think Stroll is more than worth his seat, to be honest. He's not won a race, sure, but he's not totally lacking of talent. I mean, yeah, his dad being the owner of Aston Martin is obviously a case, but Stroll, Lance gets there on merit. He does. I'm sorry, but he does. It's my opinion. I think he's there on merit. I really do. Mazepin, you don't really know yet. Not so much. But he is getting absolutely swamped by Schumacher alone. So it is kind of questionable. But you know, this is Maz's first season in F1, so you can't really say that. And the Haas, to quote Arav, it's a dog. It's a dog of a car. It runs like an absolute dog, as Arav would say. You know, so there are many factors in that. But every F1 driver is there on merit. Almost every F1 driver, especially today. Today's field, they're all there on merit, in my opinion. Even the TV. Okay, he's being beaten by George, but George is that good. You know, you can't really blame Latifi when George Russell is just on it all the time. Drivers are better than others, yes, obviously, but it doesn't mean the second driver's not there on merit. There are some drivers that, you know, paid drivers are a thing. I know it seems a horrible term. Paid drivers are a thing in some cases, but, you know. And some are more obvious than others, I will admit. But Lance Stroll is not one of them. He's just not. He's just not. All this flack Stroll used to get, I never used to really agree with him. There was just no way Lance Stroll was not there on merit. I totally, that's a complete myth. Stroll got a podium in Baku in a Williams. I mean, the Baku race was a rate of attrition, but, you know, still got there. You have to finish. And Stroll finished. So, you know, it's legit. It's legit.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.4 seconds.
I'm just trying to really fill the gap with talking. If I was actually, well, I'm still concentrating, but I'm still trying to not make it a very quiet video. If that makes any sense. I wonder why we're doing Austria specifically. Are we not? We're not going to get a race at Monaco. I mean, I'm taking that. It's Monaco. I can't drive Monaco for anything. I think it would be hilarious though. If I actually had to do a race at Monaco, it would be absolutely hilarious how bad I would be.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
I mean, put it this way, right? If Stroll and Mazepin, who would be the 2 best examples of pay drivers I could give, right? If they were pay drivers, they wouldn't have a super license. If they weren't good enough and they got their places but through money, then how did they get the super license points? If they're so not good and all their seats were filmed by money or family members, then they wouldn't have the super license points, surely. You can't pay to get super license points. You have to earn it on the racetrack. That is the almost the immediate counter argument you could give to someone who thinks that. They need the super license points. You can't buy super license points. You have to earn them on the track by completing in championships. It's like this whole thing with Schumacher being in there in F1 because of his name. Complete myth. Complete myth. And yes, I'm a Schumacher fan, but it's a complete myth. It's an absolute myth. His surname gives him notoriety, yes, but your surname does not win you the F3 European Championship or the F2 Championship last season. Your name doesn't do that.
This is your final lap.
Your talent does. Mick is there on merit no matter what people say. He just is. He is there on his own merit. And he's there as his own person. He's not in Michael's shadow anymore. Not that he ever was in the first place. But he's his own man. And his comparisons to his dad are stupid. And they should really not even start to even put him in that conversation. Mick is his own kid. The only thing he's a Schumacher by blood and by surname, yes. But he's not his dad. He's just not. There will be comparisons, yes, and Mick will have those comparisons because of what he's doing. He does have a lot of Michael in him. He does, but we can't. No one can have that discussion. He's not even in the same ballpark as, say, Damon Hill or Jacques Villeneuve yet, as one-time world champions. Mick doesn't even want to race in F1 yet. And he won't win it in this year, that's for sure.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car.
It's like, yeah, keep the comparisons at home. Let's not have this discussion. He's only just entered F1, for goodness sake. You know what I mean?
Ackerman's done well to finish in the points there, in stark contrast to his Williams teammate Aiden Jackson, who didn't even finish.
What happened to Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson's looked off the pace all weekend. His performance just isn't where it should be. You can see the odd error creeping in on track too.
So did he go off?
If you believe the rumours, the Williams camp is not the happiest of places right now.
Huh.
Yeah, and
it's not really rumours, it's live footage.
I just hope Jackson gets his act together. He's a promising talent and he's much better than this.
Yeah.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for...
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Today's race certainly had its ups and downs for you, Casper. Are you pleased with that performance?
Yeah, it wasn't easy today. I somehow kept finding myself in the wrong place at the wrong time, so really happy to salvage some points. The safety car gave me a good opportunity to turn things around. Pretty pleased overall, yeah.
Speaking of the safety car, Devin Butler has gone on record calling you lucky to get the result you did. Did luck come into it today?
I'm not going to comment on what Devin has to say. I'm torn between that and luck didn't drive my car. You know what? I don't give a shit what Devin has to say.
I'm not going to comment on what Devin has to say, but safety cars change races. It's just one of those things that's going to help you on the day or not. Thankfully, it went our way today.
Teammate Aiden Jackson was forced to retire today. Would you say he's going through a bit of a rough patch?
Well, people have been giving him a bit of a hard time lately. But we all go through these patches from time to time. He's a promising young driver with a lot of talent. He'll come good.
Thank you for your time.
If you keep saying it, it doesn't seem so insincere anymore. You know, the more you say it, the more sincere it actually comes across in the end. Caused by Aiden Jackson, was forced to retire early. Yeah, he must have gone off.
Brian.
Cass, are you busy?
Well, actually...
Look, I need you to come to the office. Can you pop by now?
Why? What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing. I'll tell you all about it when you get here.
Can't you just tell me now?
Thanks so much, Casper. Really appreciate it.
You ain't got a choice, mate. You're going. I wonder if Jackson's had to say something or... Yeah. Okay, so we've already seen that one. I thought it was like a new one. OMG, Ackerman pointedly no commenting on Butler's lucky comment. He won't be drawn, Devin. I think he kind of has. Nah, he got lucky. Oh my god, what a dick. Bit harsh, isn't it? He's not been that bad. No, he's just been off. Well, you would say that. You're an Ackerman fan. Yeah, race today there. To finish the points after the start you had is no mean feat. Simon is pleased too. But he really turned it around. Great answer to you on that Aiden question. Would you smooth things over? Oh, you were telling me he was insincere the other day. Press haven't been kind to him recently, and he's not having a great time right now. I know it's your responsibility, but if Greg could show him a little support, we're all in this together. He's right. It always seems like anywhere between 500 and 750 points on the podium pass. Okay.
Casper.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Aiden's been in.
We need to clear something up. Take a seat.
Clear what up?
Aiden thinks it's his fault that you're retiring.
I'm sorry, Casper. I do respect you. Quite a lot, in fact. And I don't want you to retire.
Aww.
I didn't mean the things that I said. And I want you to know that if you're retiring because of me, I'll...
Will you tell him? This anxiety, it's no good for his performance.
Yeah.
I'm not retiring because of you.
Everyone says...
I'm not retiring because of you. Can I go now?
No.
At least form more than one sentence.
You're going to give him 2 minutes of
Very
your time.
Kimmy, isn't he?
Brian, what am I? His therapist?
2 minutes, Casper. That's all.
Yeah, be his teammate. You don't have to be his therapist, just be his teammate. That'd be more than enough.
Everyone says...
Everyone's an idiot. I'm not retiring because of you. I told Brian after Zandvoort.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you found out the way.
He'd already decided it.
It's tough.
Yeah. Maybe.
The press. Social media.
Right. Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with it all?
Listen. There's only a handful of us in the whole world who get to do what we do.
Yeah.
A handful. You deal with it by never forgetting how lucky you are to be here. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Never forget.
Here we go, they're actually talking. About time.
Hey, Casper.
Yeah.
Do you ever forget?
Sometimes.
Aw.
Sometimes we all do.
Aw. Finally, an actual talk. 2021 season rolls on. The F1 grid moves to historic Spa, with Casper sustaining his recent run of form. Ah. We're gonna have rain at Spa. Oh, we're gonna jump straight in. We're not even
Based
gonna.
in the magnificent Ardennes countryside,
Okay.
Spa hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925. This historic track
One of my
is loved
favourites,
by
this.
drivers and
Obviously.
fans alike.
For obvious
so
reasons.
it's welcome to the Belgian Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa.
You got that right.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Norris,
Very
Sergio
2021.
Perez, and Ricciardo,
This part, isn't it?
Leclerc,
Like Norris
Fernando
4th,
Alonso,
Verstappen getting
Sainz,
poles.
and Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, it's kind of
Raikkonen,
accurate.
Ackerman, Esteban Ocon, and Butler, Jackson, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Stroll, and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations
Stroll.
almost complete, let's head down to
What
the
happened
track.
there? It's going to rain, of course it is. It's Spa. Finishing in the top 5. Preferably before the rain comes. I wonder if the rain will... Whoops. I wonder if the rain will be the great equalizer in this game. Normally is the case in F1 games, but rain is the great equaliser if you're in a slow car. Under the Williams has been no slouch in this game. God damn it. Always spinning it over Rouge. Try again.